Big so what up? This is the Headspace, VJ Nakasa, and of course
Ta-Kaizer.
We're here to chop it up about one of the most monumental occasions in South Africa's calendar. If you're a hip-hop head, we're talking about the South African Hip-Hop Awards, SAHHAs, and they're on their 10th year, so it's significant. So 10 kind of sums up a progression. So we want to talk about the SAHHAs, we want to chop it up, we want to go into the ins, the outs, the wheres, the hows, the who's, the whats, and offer our own personal interpretation of who we think is going to kill it and is not going to kill it on the SAHHAs. Pacience.
Yeah, so on the 2nd of November,
yeah,
they streamed live the nominees. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our own predictions. Every category,
because we are so knowledgeable.
We are so partly knowledgeable.
It's knowledgeable.
Oh, it's knowledgeable.
Okay.
So yeah, obviously this parsley la way as having a order as ways. So we're gonna do is maskali. Tina, we go and say we category and then we tell you why we think so. And then as we progress, is our bonagadi.
No doubt.
And if there are talking points.
Yeah, and as usual on the Headspace, this might be Ta-Kaizer right now chopping it up, but it's a conversation. So take it to the comment section.
The comment section. Yeah. Okay, the first one, album of the year. The nominees are Big Zulu,
Cute one.
Inwane Lenyoka, Blacky, Before Now, Costa Teach, Made in Africa,
yeah,
MT, Logan, 25K, Pheli Makaveli.
Yeah.
So who do we give it to?
It's album of the year is one of those highly contested categories, because obviously most artists drop an album hoping that it's gonna be one of the top tier albums that really made an impact up in your game.
Yeah.
So when I look at all those albums, like those are real solid categories. I mean, those are really solid nominations.
Yeah.
All of those artists came through. Like Blacky was undeniably, like, guessing is omnipotent. He was everywhere.
Like
he was, and for a reason, because Blacky is one of those new school kids who's really managed to take what's going on in hip hop right now, I interpret it to what's going on in South Africa. And he's able to flip it in a local style, but at the very same time, I flip it, I sound there, and he sounds like Lil Baby. And he's on par with where the game is right now. So definitely Blacky's the future, and he represents what's yet to come. And I just hope he kind of holds on to that and finds a way to navigate it. But his album was okay.
He was just okay.
25K. Personally, I'd give this one to Pheli, because looking at all the albums, I really want to qualify this. Big Zulu is an artist who represents a lot of what hip-hop has been, and he's an artist who understands South Africa to the extent where I respect Big Zulu for finding the recipe for hit making. He understands what it takes to make a radio-friendly, commercially appealing, mass-marketed song. Like, a lot of artists right now need to learn from Big Zulu about what it takes to kind of have like a song where most people can relate with outside of hip-hop. We saw what Maleningi was doing. We saw what all of the other joints have been doing. However, in terms of, if we're looking at the album, Big Zulu, his sound tends to be a little bit monotonous. And I feel like Big Zulu holds to his brand of being this kind of big, sexy taxi driver. The Zulus on the ground driving the taxis love him, the ladies love him, the MCs love him because he's kind of delivering an authentic rap traditional format, like a trappy, like that. But I feel like if we're talking about sonically and musically, Makaveli had an album which the beats, the lyrics, the originality, the consistency of the album for me delivered the most. So I'm gonna have to give this one to 25k.
Okay.
And he's one of the most exciting artists right now because just like Black, he wins the way in the
Yeah.
but you know me, I'm a big fan of artists that are able to take what the world is doing by his Simpsons. And I feel like the dude is really playing it home in a way that's giving so much possibility to what this new wave could be right now for us. So for me, I'd give it to him.
Okay, album of the year, 25k.
25k, gotta take it. If he doesn't take it, something is wrong.
Okay. Best female.
Woo! Controversial one, especially since because on this couch.
Imagine, but
so, you understand? So, but I regard myself as a feminist.
Pulling a Dave Chappelle.
But all of that aside,
Boity,
yeah.
First nominee, Mosley, Gigi Lemaine, Hannah, and Faith K.
Now, yeah.
So you remember, initially we knew most about Samazu Boity. We listened to his project yake. Samazu Mosley, what she's about.
Yeah.
Not Gigi Lemaine.
Yeah.
And we had to go and obviously we have to go say so yo khangela ba ngubani Hannah no Faith K. So
shout out to Hannah no Faith K, new artists
new
who
artists
are kind of making their presence felt. It's important to do and to hustle and to make your moves in a way where you stand out. And of course the first 3 nominations, we know, consistent. We give them their props for holding it down for the female, so to speak. However, you know, I didn't wanna admit this because it's famously known about Boity, Pheli, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, to some people that doesn't matter. If you like an ultra uber purist, it does because but I mean, if you are an industry head and you understand the moves, it doesn't matter that much.
But that's the thing with ghostwriting. Someone can write for you, but the way you deliver it, when you interpret it whereby abe convinced to a point, but no man, I don't think. Even though it's widely known, but Boity delivers it.
Exactly.
Deliberation. I
have to say this with Boity. I've watched a lot of her interviews. I've looked at the way I approach Angayo going into hip hop, and I must say she's somebody who loves the culture and who understood that in order for her to go into it, she'd have to have a solid team.
Yeah.
She can't half-ass it, in other words, and I feel like she really delivered on that. Boity is not only kind of becoming South Africa's Cardi B, she is making strategic moves that are so important to South Africans at large. She is leveraging on the fact that she's a black woman. She's a black popular woman. She's a black popular celebrity woman. She's a black popular South African celebrity Tswana woman. And I feel like zonke as a way, Boity, we understand how to play with the identity politics in South Africa. She knows that at the end of the day, Motswako is a movement that still is kind of needs a kind of resurgence. And she's kind of brought back this sassy Motswako Lista thing. And whether the bars are hers or not, she's important for that movement. She's important for females in the sense that even outside of the rap, she's always been who's an aggressive hustler of her craft, as an entertainer. And as somebody who's a student and a practitioner of hip-hop, I can't hate on Boity because she comes into our world respecting it. She comes with people who know how to do it. They give her the script, she delivers, and she gives us good songs. And ultimately, I think songwriting-wise, Uba Beta Bongepa, because Gigi Lemaine has been around. Mosley has been around, but what they both haven't had is good songs.
Yeah, they don't have good songs.
Boity hasn't been around for as long as both of them has, but she's already got, in my opinion, better songs in her catalog because she probably has a better team, probably has a better sense of insight. But whatever it is, you know,
Whatever
you think it is, holler at us. But Boity has this way of understanding how to deliver something that pretty much fits into the context of what South African music is all about, you know. And I feel like Ujiji no Musli have stumbled on that. Musli tried her best with the cash time movement and even outside of that. But Boity just has this authentic thing. Maybe it comes from the fact that Siyamazi from TV and it was just an extension of that. But I'm gonna have to give it to her. That's my point.
Oh, you're giving to her?
I have to give it to her. She's probably the least rapper of all of them. Simamelu Hannah, but I just feel like she still has a
she still has a long way.
She still has to grow. I watched her performances. Yo, look,
in that rooftop performance.
In terms of all of the artists we mentioned, Hannah is probably the most organic writer.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. Like in terms of the instincts of a rapper, the poetic devices, the structure, however, she's still a little bit shy in front of the mic. She still doesn't carry herself with what I feel is important for a rapper to do, charisma.
No,
Feel in a way.
So in best females, nigga,
boy. Shout out to Hannah though. The way I feel about Blackie is the way I feel about Hannah. The future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said. Yeah. See another category.
Okay.
Best male. Aha. Big Zulu. Blackie. Costa Teach. MT. 25K. That's like the same guys who were on this
on that album. That album. So
yeah.
I see that somehow.
So chincha.
Yeah.
Because the album of the year we gave it to 25K, but now best male. And yeah, I didn't even check by the criteria about best male.
I would think the criteria of being the best male, you know, we live in a patriarchal society.
Yeah.
So it's just being the best person. But it would also
being the best man.
It would also kind of entail the person who had
impact.
Probably the most complete package.
Oh, okay.
Out of all of the males.
Big Zulu.
So I do, looking at the nominees, yeah, I would definitely give it to Big Zulu.
Big Zulu, yeah.
Because number one, Big Zulu comes from an era before this one. And also he's studied the game to a point where he understands what to do. Ngoku. He's given us a solid offering that gives us authenticity, that gives us his consistency, that gives us his story as a Big Zulu, and gives us hits. I have to give it to the man.
Okay. So best male, Big Zulu.
It's gotta go to him.
Yeah.
It's gotta go to him.
Best radio show.
Ooh. Shout out to the radio presenters who
okay. We know, okay, the first Lanuga 5FM, Legami is called with the Stir Up. Nakasa FM, the fifth, the Fresh Cuts, Good Hope, Lega Ready D, Cuts, yeah. So that's the DJ Ready D show. Likwala Kwala FM, the Hip Hop Culture, Metro FM, Absolute, Mutsweneng, Rap Saga, True FM, the Urban Exchange, Cozy FM, Ziawa Hip Hop, YFM. Also YFM was freeway with
YFM is still
okay, DJs and D.
It's still holding in there.
Oh, okay. And then the last one, we UFM. Where's UFM? So it's U and hip hop with Toady Mac. So it's hosted by Toady Mac.
I must have a public declaration that I didn't know Toady has a hip hop show.
Yeah.
So Zaspolela Toady. If we brushed over your work.
But on this one, Baba, it's Jogas, Eastern Cape. When is it? Okay.
However, let's qualify it. Let's qualify it. Other than the natural bias of being
from the Eastern Cape,
South African hip hop shows have a tendency of being default platforms for commercial
mainstream.
artists, for mainstream artists to simply maintain their consistency. I've listened to most of these shows with the exception of Boity that we've set up to the OG.
Yeah.
But I maybe if you all felt that we missed out on what Tony's doing, hit us in the comment section. But as far as I know, Yakim and his work on True FM is the only formidable radio show on a national level that's taking mainstream artists and putting it on the same level as independent artists. Yakim is doing something where he's saying the value of the art is more important than the leverage or the appeal or the kind of pop relevance. Yakim is a head at heart, but he's also somebody who's smart enough to understand the business of hip-hop, and I think he melds those two elements together. We show that's able to give us being hip-hop heads and the general public at large, two things. What we know and what we love, but also an education into artists who are doing it and some of the best artists who we should listen in on. And I feel like the role of a hip-hop DJ is to educate us.
Educate us and introduce us to new music.
Introduce us to what's coming up next. To be kind of bearers of the tradition. So I'd give it to Yakim. Shout out to Yakim. If Yakim doesn't win this one, something's wrong.
Okay, so Urban Exchange for best radio show.
Local DJs must create an even playing field. We know the pop spectrum. We know what people want, but DJ's job is to also source the people who are doing what matters right now. That's what I feel.
So best remix. Best remix is Mshimane 2.0.
I love that song.
So Ingustino
not 20.
Stino 20 featuring KO, the Major League, no Kulichana, and no Boity, La 018 remix. Umhluzi, Flesh Kumkani, who is probably the only guy who's representing Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape, shout out to Flesh Kumkani doing great work. The video was.
And then Bodega remix.
Makaveli, one of my favorites.
And then a popular remix by Rouge, featuring Constantine, Phantom, to Mikla.
I'm surprised Rouge wasn't nominated for Best Female, but that's another conversation.
So, Best
Rouge
remix.
been doing it. Anyways.
So who you giving the two Best remix?
I've got to say again, it's kind of like it feels like a carry on from Best Female.
Boity.
Guys, Boity is undermine. Listen to Boity and what she's doing, because if I could look at all of those songs, Stinoli Twinny is nice. It's kind of like, it's this new age take on that Kasi sound. Stinoli Twinny are both dope artists. They're doing their thing. They flow incredibly. And Kulichana, KO murdered that one. KO murdered Kulichana on that song. Anyways, I feel like Boity takes it because the song carries so much significance.
Because he's reviving the Mutswako culture, because it's been dying.
Culture.
Is it really dead?
It's been on life support, and it's probably been on life support and get drip that links to Casper in Your Vest. I feel like it's important for other artists to keep that thing alive.
Because you remember during the early 2000s, it was
the whole Murab
FM, which was Double HP, Utux, what's the Paukulichana, what was the
Tony Max up there,
Tony KG, which was Murab.
Exactly.
So you had the whole
Mr. Momulemi as well.
Momulemi.
Tuk Singanga was there as well.
So now you've got this other one guy, like Casper in Your Vest is only carrying the baton.
And for the most part, Casper has decided to take a direction that's more directed towards global mass appeal than Mutswako. So it was so important for Boity to do a banger that's Mutswako centered, where she featured some of the most dopest Mutswako listers right now. Maklera's up in the shout to Maklera.
No, William, Botswana.
Yeah, William is doing.
And the legend Toady Mac.
So Boity again, showing her understanding of the fact that her brand is about reviving femininity, reviving authenticity, and she also put in that Motswako brand. And also like in terms of the actual songs, sonically, the beat, the verses, I gotta go with Boity's. I gotta go with Boity's.
Best remix, Boity.
Can I add a footnote?
Yeah.
I would have given this one to Bodega. It's always been one of my favorite songs. The remix was nice, but I must say that it was bloated, and I felt like the verses were pretty ugly. So I said I'm pretty ugly
later on. Yeah. Okay, so best remix, Boity. 018 Finest.
Shout out to Boity doing my thing.
Best freshman.
Okay.
Best freshman, Boity, Blackie, Costa Teach, Maglera, 25K.
Yes, it's a hard one. All of these people have
can't even breeze through it.
Have been working their butt off. I thought we could breeze through it, but goddamn, because check this out. Boity on a commercial level, probably the most relevant. Let's look at that. She has done so much, and she's in a position where she can be noticed a bit more. Blackie, no one saw him coming. Probably the one who's doing what's relevant right now globally in a way that South Africa can relate to. Costa Teach, in the same category as Blackie, managed to get the attention of Anabafano, aka Maglera, a lyricist of note. 25K, somebody who delivered a solid album. This will have to be between 25K
no Boity.
25K gave us a solid project. Boity gave us solid songs, and I feel like if I had to kind of tip the scale, I might have to give this one to 25K. 25K showed us
best freshman, 25K.
Authenticity, South Africa, yet the appeal to be global. Dope ass joints. Shout out to 25K.
Yeah.